Hello dear students, let us see what do you mean by super key. In the previous video, we saw what do you mean by candidate key and primary key. Let us assume that we are having a table called EMP table in which there are 4 columns as shown: employee number, employee name, salary and department number. And employee number is the primary key of this particular table. That means employee numbers cannot be repeated. They should have unique values and employee number cannot be null. Also, this employee number, which is primary key, is also the candidate key of this table, because candidate key also has the same properties that it should have unique values, but it can be null. But then here employee number is not null, even not null. So it is having unique values. If we had something like PAN number of an employee, then PAN number would also be a candidate key, isn't it so? Now, what do you mean by super key? You know that employee number is the candidate key of this table. If you join with employee number any other attribute of the same table, for example, you talk about employee number in combination with employee name, then these two keys, in which one of the key is already candidate key and the other one is non-candidate key, both together form super key. So what is a super key? Super key is nothing but superset of candidate key. I repeat, super key is nothing but it is a superset of candidate key. In simple sense, suppose our table has 4 attributes A, B, C, D, and let's say A is the candidate key. Then if I write values of A and B together, then you know that A is already a candidate key. Then AB will be the super key. You surely see that AB is the super key because AB is superset of A, which is the candidate key. So super key is always a superset of the candidate key because candidate key is a part of super key. Now, why are we talking about this key called super key? Just check that if only employee number can determine all the attributes. I hope you know what I am talking about now. You have watched the earlier videos. Given the employee number, you can determine employee name, salary, department number, PAN number, all the properties of that particular employee. Only by using employee number, we can know all other attributes. Then if you know employee number and employee name, come on, you will be able to determine all the attributes, because only employee number was sufficient to determine all the attributes. Then if both are given, employee number and employee name, obviously you will be able to determine that properties of that particular employee. Just as an example, a visitor visits the organization and at the reception counter, the visitor says that I want to meet employee number 1. What the visitor has given is only the value of candidate key, because the visitor says that I want to meet employee number 1. That's it. Is this a sufficient information? Yes. Because at the reception, if you give employee number perfectly, then the receptionist would know that who is the person are you talking about, because employee numbers are unique. Now just imagine another visitor visits the organization and says at the reception that I want to meet employee number 1 whose name is Samir. So in this case, what the person has done is the visitor has given the value of employee number, which is 1, and also given the value of employee name, which is Samir. Now you tell me, isn't this value of employee name given at the reception counter extraneous information? Only employee number would be sufficient. But then the person visiting the organization has given both these values. I want to meet the employee whose number is 1 and the name is Samir. This is what is the conversation done by the visitor. And obviously at the reception, the receptionist would say employee number was enough. Because if you give us the employee number, we would know what is the name and salary and department number of that person. Then you can watch that employee number comma employee name is nothing but superset. It is a superset of the candidate key, and the candidate key of this table is employee number. Then anything added to the candidate key forms a super key. In simple sense, anything added to the candidate key forms a super key. Coming back to few more examples, just imagine that in our table there are 5 columns A, B, C, D, E. And just imagine A is the candidate key, C is the candidate key, and E is also the candidate key. What that means is the values in this column C should be unique, values in this column E should be unique, and values in this column A should be unique. Isn't it so? So, candidate keys are A, C, and E individually. What do you say about AB taken in collection, A and B together? This is a super key, isn't it? This is a super key because it already contains candidate key A and an extraneous attribute. Okay, what do you say about AC? Is AC a super key? Yes, indeed, because it contains the candidate key A and it contains the candidate key C. Both are candidate keys. You joined them, isn't it? Correct or not? So, is CD a super key? Yes, surely CD is a super key because C is a candidate key, and you have added something to that candidate key. Come again. Is taken together, is it a super key? Yes, because A itself is the candidate key, C itself is the candidate key, E itself is the candidate key, and you have joined them. So it is basically superset of the candidate key. Then there are many super keys in a given table because anything can be added to the candidate key. Other attributes can be added to the candidate key to form a super key, isn't it? So how many super keys are possible? Let's take up an exercise. Imagine a very simple example like this. There are 3 columns in our table A, B, C, and A is the candidate key. Okay. So values of A should be unique. And given some value of A, you can surely determine value of B and C. Okay. So A is the candidate key. Then how many super keys are possible? Let's see. If you join anything to the candidate key, it becomes a super key, isn't it? A is the candidate key. So join B with it. Now this becomes a super key. Even AC becomes a super key, isn't it? Yes, because A itself is the candidate key and you are joining C with it. And what about only A? Somebody will say, no, sir, A is the candidate key, you said. But you are joining nothing to A, isn't it? Empty set to A. Then the candidate key itself can be thought of as a super key. I hope you are understanding. The candidate key itself is a super key, and anything added to this candidate key also becomes a super key. So only A, which was the candidate key, is also a super key. Yes, everyone. What if in our table there are 4 attributes A, B, C, D, and A is the candidate key. So how many super keys are possible? Anything that you add to A, like AB, okay, AC, fine, AD, okay. Anything else? Now all these are super keys, isn't it? Even A, B, C is a super key. So in this set which I am underlining, you added only one attribute to the candidate key, only one attribute. Now you are adding 2 attributes to the candidate key. This is also a super key because A itself is the candidate key and you are adding BC to it, isn't it? So you will have ABD also. I hope you are understanding. This is also a super key. Anything else? Yes, ABCD is the super key because A itself is the candidate key and you have added more attributes to it, 3 attributes. All these are super keys. If A is the candidate key, then if we keep adding only one attribute, we get AB, AC, AD. If we add two attributes, BC and BD, oh, one more we will get, I think, ACD. Yes, this also will be a super key. You have added two attributes here, and then finally you add three attributes. And don't forget, just don't forget, there is one more super key, which is A itself. But you know that A is the candidate key, and candidate key also can be thought of as a super key. So what do you understand if you are asked a gate question that how many super keys are possible in a table having four attributes A, B, C, D? How many super keys are possible if A is the candidate key? It's very easy to see that A is the candidate key. I'll write it again over here. A is the candidate key and remaining attributes are B, C, D. And you are going to add these remaining attributes to the candidate key, isn't it? So you just have to find power set of B, C, D. How many subsets are possible using B, C, and D? If you start listing them, empty set, all these are subsets of B, C, D, only B, then C, then D. After that, you have BC, then BD, correct? Then CD, isn't it so? And finally, you have BCD. So if you count the number of subsets that you can get, if the set is BCD, you will have 4 plus 3 plus 1, 8 subsets. Isn't it so? Now you tell me, we had a candidate key A. Check this. If you add nothing to it, you get a super key. If you add to this candidate key B, you get AB, which is a super key. If you add C to the candidate key, you get AC, then AD. You will get ABC here. You will get ABD, ACD, and ABCD. So, if you have got four attributes and one of them is a candidate key, you will get 8 super keys, isn't it? Including the one which is candidate key. And that's what I had listed here. You can see 3 candidate keys, 3 and 1 here, and 1 itself for the candidate key. So total of 8 candidate keys. Just go through this exercise. Suppose we have 5 columns in our table, and it is given that A and B together forms the candidate key. That means if you watch the values of A and B together, if the values of A and B are taken together, this should be unique. Okay, and C, D, E are non-candidate keys. Now the question asked is, how many super keys are possible? You know that A and B together forms the candidate key, isn't it? A comma B together forms a candidate key. Then this itself is one of the super keys. And how many super keys can be formed by joining C, D, E in this candidate key? So you just have to find power set of this. And you know that CDE together is going to give you 8 subsets, including the empty subset, isn't it? Because 2 raised to 3, 3 is the cardinality of C, comma D, comma E. 8 subsets you will get, and one of them is an empty subset. So if nothing is added to A and B, you will get simply A and B, which is the candidate key and the super key also. And the other super keys will be 7 super keys. Isn't it so? So total of 8 super keys will be there. AB is one of the super keys, the candidate key itself. Then ABC, ABD, ABE. What we did is we took only one attribute and we have joined among CDE. Now if you take two attributes, you will get ABCD, then ABCE, then ABDE. Isn't it so? So you got 3 more super keys. Now if you take what we have done in this step is we have taken two attributes which were non-keys and added them to the candidate key AB. All these were added to candidate keys. Now, if you take three attributes, you will get A, B, C, D, E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 super keys, and the one which is the candidate key AB itself is termed as super key. So there can be 8 super keys of the given table in which there were 5 attributes and A and B together formed the candidate key. So how many super keys? Just find out how many non keys are there, C, D, E, and you know the power set is going to contain 8 elements, so 8 super keys will be there. So that is what is meant by super key. Just add something to the candidate key, you will get a super key. Thank you very much.